Hello, I'm your Scene Online host, Bob Knows It, and we want to know, what do you believe? Well, once again, it's time to vote for Florida's governor. And you know what that means. It's time for Pies and Lies.
Rick Scott, too shady for the Sunshine State.
Charlie Crist, slick politician, lousy governor.
Just take a look at the negative ads floating around, and it's easy to tell who's been throwing pies. But do you know who's telling lies?
Rick Scott raised your property taxes, cut college scholarships, and his record on education?
He cut $1.3 billion from K-12 education.
Also, he could give tax breaks to big corporations.
Al Gore said, it's a little unusual to have somebody flip-flop and then flop-flip.
I'm pro-life.
Or is he pro-choice? Depends who's asking.
I support traditional marriage.
Not anymore. For now.
And I have never supported a new tax.
Except when he conned Florida with his $2.2 billion tax hike.
Support a big spending program.
Conned us again. $5.2 billion in new debt.
Rick Scott's at it again, spending special interest millions to tear down Charlie Crist. Rick Scott wants to take us back to the days of insurance companies denying coverage for pre-existing conditions.
Rick Scott wants to take away a woman's right to choose.
He wants to overturn Roe v. Wade
And restrict access to abortion, even for victims of rape and incest.
He signed laws that require mandatory ultrasounds
And thinks employers should be able to deny women coverage for birth control.
Rick Scott even refused to support new laws for equal pay.
Charlie Crist sure does love Obamacare.
I believe that the plan is a good plan. I stay with my friends.
Obamacare isn't working, and instead of staying with Florida, Charlie Crist stands with Obama.
Here's your check back.
You didn't answer that question. Should there be discipline? Why do you think you have a reputation for not answering questions?
No matter how hard they try, the candidates just can't protect themselves.
It happens like that. The police can't get there in time. Self-defense is up to you. It's your choice. But Charlie Crist has opposed your gun rights.
So far, we've seen only the lighter side, but we're about to take a look at the heavy artillery.
It was guys like Rick Scott that crashed our economy. His company committed outright fraud.
Rick Scott, he lied repeatedly about cutting education.
Zero cut.
Pled the fifth 75 times to avoid jail for Medicare fraud, and pretended he didn't recognize his own signature under oath.
Yeah, Rick sure takes the cake on that one. Let's see how Charlie's doing.
Charlie swindled Florida, swindled his own supporters, swindled voters with promises made and promises broken.
Ponzi schemer Scott Rothstein. He stole $1.4 billion and gave hundreds of thousands to Charlie Crist. Charlie Crist sold state judgeships for campaign contributions.
And no, Charlie does not escape taking his cake. It's obvious they're both throwing pies, but are they telling lies? Click on the words reply to this located at the bottom of this video and tell us, what do you believe? You can leave your comments, links, photos, and videos. You can also take part in our poll and see how your neighbors feel about it. This is your Scene Online host, Bob Knows It, and I'll see you next time.
And I, boy, and I, a 2 for 2.